Today's lesson is going to be very important because in today's video, I'm going to share you only 3 habits with you. You just need to follow these habits for 15 minutes every day. So if you follow these habits for the next 30 days, just 15 minutes daily, you will start speaking English, whether you are a beginner or an intermediate learner. So let's get started. Hey, I'm Shalima, your English coach. Welcome back to my another session of learning English. So in today's lesson, I'm going to tell you about 3 powerful habits, and I will divide these 3 habits into 2 parts. And you need to follow this for the next 30 days. Just 15 minutes a day. That's it. So we all know one thing, when something becomes a habit, it starts feeling easy and natural for us. Habits make any difficult thing easy and automatic with time. So when you repeat something daily, your mind accepts it and improvement becomes natural. So for English learners, daily speaking and listening habits slowly remove fear and hesitation. So when you practice English every day, your brain starts thinking in English and fluency comes naturally. So first, we will talk about part 1. And part 1 is all about consumption. Consumption means taking in information, regularly exposing your brain to English, and it includes listening to English videos, podcasts, songs, or conversations, and reading simple English stories, posts, or dialogues. So when you consume English daily, your brain starts recognizing patterns, understanding sentence structures, and learning correct pronunciation naturally. So this habit helps you think in English, reduce fear, and makes speaking easier over a time, even without memorizing rules. And the second part is production. Production means using English actively, speaking, forming sentences, and expressing your thoughts in English. So when you produce English daily, your confidence increases and your hesitation reduces and your fluency improves because practice turns knowledge into real communication. So in part 1, step number 1 is listening. Yes, listening comes under consumption. That means you are consuming something. When we listen, we mostly consume information and we hear words, sentences, and ideas. But we don't automatically start speaking just by listening. Listening helps us understand pronunciation, rhythm, and structure. But if we only listen, we remain consumers, not users of the language. To speak English, we must move from consumption to production. Now, you might say, ma'am, you keep talking about listening again and again. Nothing happens just by listening. Are you thinking this? Okay, so here I want to correct this thinking. There are 2 types of listening. Yes, there are 2 types of listening. One is listening with full focus, and the other is casual listening, where you listen just for fun without focusing on words or sentences. So when we listen to our mother tongue, we don't need to focus. It comes naturally. But many people who want to speak English listen to English without focus. They just hear it, but they don't let it settle in their mind. So what you need is active listening. Yes, active listening. And active listening means even if you listen just for 2 minutes, what matter is how much you consume in those 2 minutes. For example, you watch an English video, you listen and understand what the speaker is saying. But ask yourself, did you notice the sentence pattern? Did you observe how the sentence were formed? Did you observe how the sentences are framed? Did you focus on the rhythm and flow of speaking? This is what you need to focus on for 5 minutes daily. Yes, 5 minutes. So if you don't know the meaning of a word, finding its meaning is also a part of your practice. In just 5 minutes, notice how many words you heard, how much you observed, and how many sentence patterns you covered. This kind of focused listening will definitely improve your English. And let me share one experience from my school with you. Yes, this is my experience. This is the real experience which I am going to share with you. And I'm sure that you will be able to relate to it. There was a parallel teacher in my school. Due to some reason, she had to take 3 months leave. And in her place, a new teacher was appointed. And that new teacher had difficulty speaking English. After some time, I observed something very interesting. Do you know what? The sentences that I used regularly while speaking to the students in the class, she also started using the same sentences in the same way. For example, I often say in my class, if you talk, I will make you stand outside of the class. Later, I heard her using exactly the same sentence with the students. And so one day I asked her, how did you start speaking these sentences so confidently? She smiled and said to me, Ma'am, I keep listening to you again and I repeat the same sentences. Because of listening, my English is improving. And that is why I always say listening is very important in learning English. Remember one thing. Remember one thing, to speak English well, you must listen to English regularly. This is very important. If you stay consistent, one day you will say English is coming naturally to me. Now, let's talk about the step number 2. And step number 2 is shadowing. Yes, step number 2 is shadowing practice. The turning point. Shadowing is a bridge between consumption and production. So when you do shadowing, first you listen carefully to native speech. This is consumption. And at the same time, you repeat the words immediately. This is production. So your brain is consuming and producing all together. And that's why shadowing is powerful. It trains your ears and your mouth at the same time. Be honest with me, guys. You understand English, but when you speak, your mouth freezes. If this is for you, then tip 2 will definitely change everything. Yes. So, I'm talking about shadowing again. Listening is for the brain, shadowing is for the mouth. And shadowing means you don't wait, you don't think, and you don't translate. Alright, you repeat immediately. Like a child copying adults, like an echo in the mountains, and like a shadow following a body. That is shadowing. One of my students once said, Ma'am, I practice grammar every day, but English still feels stuck. So I asked one simple question, how much do you practice with your mouth? Silence. That day I introduced her to shadowing. What changed after 1 week? She said, Ma'am, my speaking English is not perfect, but it is coming faster. And that's the goal, not perfection, progress. So how to do shadowing? This is very simple. This is the thing which I'm going to tell you. Pick a short English video, listen to one line, pause, repeat immediately, copy the speed and sound. No writing, no memorizing, only speaking. Let me tell you why shadowing works. Grammar trains your brain, listening feeds your mind, shadowing trains your mouth, and fluency comes from the mouth. So yes, 5 minutes can change your English. If you do it daily, your English is not weak. Your mouth is just out of practice. And shadowing fixes that. Now don't just watch, practice with me. Alright? So here I'm going to give you a real demo how to do the shadowing. Alright? So first of all, you have to take any video from YouTube. But it should be a native speaker's video. Alright? So I have taken this video.
Hello. Are you here to register for a class? Yes, I want to improve my English.
Like that. This person is the speaking, right? Now again you listen it and I'm going to also listen and I'll repeat. So that's how you have to do the practice of shadowing, alright?
Are you here to register for a class? Yes, I want to improve my English.
Hello, are you here to register for a class? Yes, I want to improve my English. So have you seen? After yes, you have to take a short pause, a little bit pause, alright? And then you have to say it, alright? So here, like that, you can do the shadowing, alright? So now, I'm going to read the sentences. I speak slowly, but I speak confidently. Repeat. Yes. Every day, my English is getting better. Like just for 5 minutes daily. You can take 5 sentences, you can take any short video and do the shadowing like that. And that's enough. You don't need confidence to speak. You need speaking to build confidence. And shadowing gives you that chance. All right. Now, the only one thing you cannot skip when you speak English, you are not taking information in, you are using the language. So, speaking practice is production, not consumption. So, in production, your brain has to think, choose words, make sentences, and speak them out loud. That's why speaking feels difficult. But it's also why it's improved fluency the fastest. So let me tell you a real thing. You can watch English videos, you can understand English, you can even remember rules. But without practice, you will not speak, not today, not tomorrow. To ride a bicycle, you have watched others ride it, right? You understand the balance, but until you sit on the bicycle, you will never ride it. English is the same. Watching is not enough. Understanding is not enough. All right? So practice is everything. Now let me tell you a real story. One of my student, and here I'm not going to take her name. She said to me, "Ma'am, I know what to say, but when the moment comes, I go blank." I asked her, "When was the last time you practiced speaking?" She stayed silent again, like the earlier one, and she was waiting to speak English perfectly. But English does not start with perfection, it starts with practice. So, what real practice looks like? That I have told you. The way you can take any video from the YouTube, from the anywhere, all right, and you can do the practice. Real practice is not big speeches. Real practice is like this, okay? At a shop, you can just think, how much is this? And then you speak. And at home, you can say, I'm feeling tired today. If you are talking to your friend, you can say, I will call you later. So, like this, you can do the practice, all right? Because your brain may know English, but your mouth does not. Practice teaches your mouth how to move, how to connect words, how to speak without fear. No practice is equal to no fluency. So, don't wait for confidence. Practice creates confidence. And don't wait for perfect English. Practice creates clarity. So, every day, choose 3 situations, 3 sentences, and 5 minutes. That's all. Do this daily, and English will start coming out naturally. So, you cannot learn swimming by reading about water. Am I right? You cannot speak English without getting your mouth wet. Practice is the water, and practice is not an option in speaking. Yes, it is a requirement. The more you speak, the more confident you become. So, fluency comes from daily production, not just daily consumption. Even 5 minutes a day is enough. Speaking in front of the mirror or when you wake up in the morning, name the things around you in English, and small daily practice creates big fluency over a time. So, before we close, understand this comparison very clearly, guys. Listening is consumption. All right? Listening is consumption. You take the language in, and speaking is production. You use the language, and the shadowing is both. You listen and speak at the same time. And that's why only listening is not enough. Only speaking feels difficult. But shadowing makes the transition easy. So if you really want to speak English confidently, don't stay only consumer. Start becoming a producer. So these were the 3 practical tips, not theory, not motivation, but actions. You don't need talent, a partner, a perfect grammar. You only need 15 honest minutes a day. Treat English like a daily habit, not a subject. Brush your teeth every day. No one waits for motivation. In the same way, speak English daily even when you feel lazy or unsure. So some days you will speak well, some days you won't, and that is normal. Progress comes from showing up, not from sounding perfect. So if you follow these tips for the next 30 days, you won't just understand English better, you will start thinking and responding in English. So stop waiting for confidence. Confidence is created after practice, not before it. So start today, speak a little, practice daily, and let English slowly become your natural voice. All right. So I'm going to wrap up this video. If you like the video, please give thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe my channel. This is Shalima signing off. Take care and speak English with confidence. All the best.